Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Hello, Duncan.
Hello, Joe. Hello.
Father Trussell.
Hello, Father Rogan.
Are we allowed to do this?
What?
This religion you can kind of goof on a little bit.
Catholicism?
Yeah.
They
get testy.
I don't, having now gone to more than a few Catholic masses, which are beautiful, and hung out with Catholics who are awesome, I've really had to reconfigure everything I used to think about it because they're just really sweet. Had a long conversation with a priest. Brilliant dude. Totally like non-judgmental, kind of intellectual, philosophical. Like right away, I'm like, oh, I should have this guy on my podcast.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not what, it's the, I feel like the Christianity that most people are angry at is not even Christianity. It's
you know what I think it's like?
What?
Like saying that you're a liberal person. Because I'm pretty liberal and you're pretty liberal.
Yeah.
In the greater spectrum. But then you get lumped in with Antifa. Then you get lumped in with, whatever crazy LBGT issue of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and even Antifa doesn't want to be called liberal. Did you know that?
What do they know?
Well, Antifa is anti-capitalist, and that is not liberal. So that's the problem. It's like the terms are really muddy right now.
Right.
So when you're looking at like Portland, the protesters in Portland.
Yeah, what exactly is going on in Portland? I'm trying not to pay attention.
Oh, well, what's happened is...
I know they've brought in the National Guard. Is that happening? Or
yeah.
they tried to and they got blocked?
No, I think they have now. I think they're there. So what's happened is they're in front of the ICE facility. There are ongoing protests at night. Now, I watch these streams, and I've been watching a self-professed fascist named Carlin, who drinks and basically roasts these live streams. But weirdly, she has apparently embedded herself with Antifa before. And so it's such a funny stream because like...
So they tolerate her?
Oh, no, not anymore. She like... No. She's like, I don't know if she's trolling or not, but on her stream, she's like, I am a fascist.
Right.
So she's proudly proclaiming she's a fascist. I don't know how much of that is trolling, how much of it is real, but conservatives who are drawn to her stream will say things like, these people are funded by George Soros. And it's the funniest thing because she gets so mad. And she's like, get off fucking Fox News. Stop watching that shit. It's all wrong. Do these people look funded? Do these people look like they have money? They're not funded. It's so, and I guess her bigger point is by saying these are funded agitators and not saying what they actually are, which is anti-capitalist revolutionaries, you dilute what's really happening. Because what's really happening, according to her, and I think a fair amount of people, is that the economy is so fucked. The middle class is diminishing so much. The cost of living is so high that this is the perfect soil you need if you wanted communism to grow anywhere. Because you're some kid, you've been like glued to Reddit or TikTok, you've been getting your fucking amygdala jerked off on by the devil. You're just filled with like unease. You've watched assassinations, attempted assassinations, the banking crisis, all of it. And it's like, then you like some Marxist theorist starts telling you a little bit about like
dismantling capitalism.
You got it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Back when I was in liberal arts school, if shit was the way it was, and especially if it was some hot goth girl started talking to me a little bit about dismantling capitalism, I think I would be like, yeah, let's dismantle. But so that's what you're seeing there. The breakdown of it is that the Democrats and Republicans, what they have in common is they believe in private property, and they believe the power of the state should be used to protect private property. And so anti-capitalists, communists, they think that that's just fucked up. Essentially, the breakdown of it, as far as I could tell, sorry, all the communists out there, I'm going to ruin Marxism. I'm saying it's very complex, but from what I understand, the idea is this. You have a bunch of money. You buy a factory. You hire someone to run the factory. You get a bunch of workers to go into the factory. The workers are the ones who are making money for you. They're the ones who are skilled. You just knew what number to call. Got yourself a factory, got yourself managers for the factory. You are now going to take a huge cut of the profit, and the workers are not going to get very much at all. And Karl Marx, as I understand it, was saying that's bullshit. Like, all you do is buy an apartment, keep it sort of painted in between tenants, and sit back and collect money. Why? Just because you had some money? And then when you look at the way money flows uphill, you see this creates a perfect situation for a world of renters, a world of workers, a world of people getting paid minimum wage, while the person who owns the means of production gets the most money. And so this is a growing sentiment in the world right now.
Right.
And honestly, it's like you're working 2 fucking jobs. You're getting paid minimum wage. You know how much the CEOs are making.
Or how about the people that came into this country because they were told that the borders were open? They established a life here for 4 years.
20 years.
Or how about the most recent ones even? And then all of a sudden you're getting hunted down.
Yeah, hunted down. Now this, and let's just...
Wouldn't that start this idea as well? Wouldn't that feed into the idea?
Well, yeah.
Of dissolving the state?
Absolutely. You're watching this shit, and you're high as a kite. You're watching this stuff. And let's just say that this appeals to a lot of different people, by the way. Let's just say you're the garden variety InfoWars person. You've been listening to Alex Jones, or
right.
You've read Behold a Pale Horse, or you have any kind of connection to conspiracy prognostications, which all say at some point there's going to be martial law, troops in the streets,
right.
And you're seeing this play out. And so, my God, and even worse, imagine you're in the fucking military and you actually join the military. You're one of those people, September 11th happens. You're like, I'm going to defend this country. And suddenly you're in a bus going to Portland. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they want to be there. If I had to guess, it's got to be a weird feeling to be in your own country with like military grade weaponry, looking at people in duck costumes.
Yeah, it's a very blunt instrument to deal with a very complex problem.
Yeah.
And first of all, it's the way, let's just talk about the immigration thing. The way it looks is horrific. When you're just arresting people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years,
yeah.
That everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
No.
Everybody who has a heart sees that and goes, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be the only way to do this.
Right.
Because you have to think, look, yeah, we have to have a border. Yes, it should have been secure. Yes, they should make sure you know who everybody is before they get in.
Yeah.
But when people been here for 20 years, like, come on, man. That's crazy. Like,
yeah.
Let's find a way. If they've been productive members of society for 20 years, no criminal record, they worked the entire time, they paid taxes, find them a pathway to citizenship. Find a way where you can do this thing that you want to do, which is keep terrorists and cartel members from getting across the border with drugs that kill 100,000 people a year. Okay, but also have a fucking heart. Because if you don't, you're not going to get anybody on your side. If you're doing this stuff publicly, throwing women to the ground, handcuffing people, just for existing on the wrong side of the dirt.
Yeah.
Not a criminal. Not the only crime they ever committed was coming over here as a kid.
Yeah.
They probably didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, a lot of kids got snuck across when they were already born in Mexico. And they've grown up their entire life in America. They can't even speak Spanish.
Yeah.
They could get sent back.
dude, I mean, that's it. You're describing exactly the reality, and there just isn't.
No one gets on board with that, man. No one with a heart.
Well, no. I mean, the only way you can get on board with it is you have to essentially go like pure Machiavellian. Here's the argument, and the way I just gave an argument for Marxism, which I am not a Marxist. I heard a great interview with the guy running ICE on NPR, which I thought was wild. NPR had him on, and they gave him a fair interview. I figured they would be all up his ass. So his defense of the Machiavellian tactics that are being employed right now is that he apparently has worked as some kind of border agent for 20 years. He says, you could hear it in his voice, man. It fucked him up. He's like, I've seen the back of trucks filled with dead bodies. Oof. You know what I mean? With children in there who died, no oxygen. I've seen these horrors that have come from the open border and how awful it is. If we give any semblance of compassion or mercy for the people who've been here for 20 years, for the people with kids, the kids who get any loophole that we convey is going to produce more people trying to come over the border, and many of those people are going to get killed. They're going to, they're drowned. There will be many deaths because of this, not to mention the drug smuggling and all that stuff. And so every time the NPR reporter would push back with the human rights compassion angle, his take is, yeah, but which do we pick? Which do we choose? Creating some way for people to stay in the United States who came here as kids and do the nuanced, compassionate thing. But it gives the impression to the rest of the world that we're doing that. And that gets X amount of people killed, that many people die. That was his take on it, which is why they're doing this.
They're still going to have human trafficking. And if you've got a very closed border and you give amnesty, they're going to figure out a way to get people in.
That was his
people are going to die.
Argument. That's his argument, and when he was talking about like all the awful shit he's seen, and you hear it in his voice, you're like, okay, maybe I don't completely agree with your point of view, but I can understand where you're coming from there. And yet, when you see this in practice, when it's not an NPR interview, and you see the videos you've been seeing and everyone else has been seeing, then you realize like okay, sure, but there must be a way to do this that doesn't involve ripping parents out of their communities, away from their children, that doesn't involve like actually removing people who've been contributing to society, to American society, from American society, sending people to other countries when they can't even speak the language. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
no one with a heart is going to go along with that.
No.
And I did not ever anticipate seeing that on TV on a regular basis.
Me either, man. Me either. It's shocking.
I really thought they were just going to go after the criminals. I really thought there was enough gang members and enough people, MS-13 members and whatever they were looking for, that they're wanted. They would go after those guys.
Dude,
That's what I thought, right? But how many gang members have they actually arrested?
No idea. But you see how, and I hate using this word because the word is getting thrown around so much, and it's a stupid. Well, you didn't say that word. I'll say authoritarianism. Yeah. You see how authoritarianism, when it begins to emerge, it's not like it's like non-consensual. You see how it slowly creeps in, and how there's a great many people directly impacted by people who have crossed the border without using the right protocol, and in a horrific way. And there are gangs that have been in apartment complexes. There's people who've seen those videos too.
Right.
And they're like, fuck yeah. Yeah. And also a lot of people who got citizenship the regular way and went through fucking hell to get citizenship here, they're also like, fuck them. They're cutting in line, these motherfuckers. They're gumming up the system. They're making it so that we who are following the rules, not only it's taking us longer, But also now we have to deal with ICE too. So those people are pissed. So there is a contingent of people who maybe feel the same thing all of us are feeling, but also are like, but, you know, what's worse, you know?
This is how I think the only way to do it would be where you could get everyone on your side. Borders are closed, and we're going to find out who's committed felonies. Who out of the people that are illegal that have committed felonies. And if you've committed X amount of felonies, you have to leave the country.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you've been robbing people for the last 10 years and you're an illegal, you have to leave the country, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you've been here for 25 years, you have a family, your kids go to school here, you speak the language, you're just illegal. But you're a contributing member to the community that up until now has been protected. This is crazy to ask lower income and middle income people who are, you know, kind of getting by, and then all of a sudden you're about to ship them to a country where they've never been. They haven't been since they were 4.
Yeah.
And you're gonna pull up their family and pull up, and they've been in the community like that. That shows no heart. And that's the problem. Like, you're not going to get any reasonable people to want to go along with that. Any kind person would look at that and go, this can't be the only way to do this.
Damn right. But you see, once authoritarianism starts creeping in and it makes some inroads, which it's definitely making right now, man. It's definitely making right now. And you know, I think one thing both of us have in common is we're really good at, like, thinking from the other perspective. Like, I can put myself fully into the mind of, like, a super paranoid person who lives in a city that's all fucked up and who's like, yeah. It's like, remember that awesome show where it's like one of those vengeance shows where that this dad, his family gets fucked up by gang members, and then he just goes and starts shooting people. You know, Charles Bronson.
Oh, yeah, Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot of people who are in Death Wish mode right now, and they're just like, fuck yeah, get the troops in the fucking streets. These motherfuckers, I get my car broken into every fucking night. Nothing's happening. Let's go. And from, you know, their perspective, it all makes sense. But the problem is, once we all start getting used to the military in the streets.
And once we just accept it. Yeah.
That's no good.
But it's like, how bad does the police have to get at doing their job? Or is it the upper management that institutes policies, or is it that the people vote these policies in? But whatever it is that allows the kind of fucking chaos that you can find in Portland, like, whatever this is, you guys aren't doing it right. If this was a house and I came over your house and these are your kids, I would call protective services.
Right.
I'd be like, this fucking psychopath must be smoking meth with his kids because everybody's just running around camped out on the fucking sidewalk. Like, none of this makes sense. I'd be like, this is an unfit parent. That's an unfit government.
Yeah.
If you've got a city where people are just openly shitting in the streets, sleeping everywhere, needles, you have homeless tents. You ever see Oakland? You ever see some of those fucking homeless tents?
Yeah, dude.
Those huge villages. Like, this is bananas.
This
didn't exist when we were kids.
Well, dude, this is the thing. Like, I actually, when I was living in LA and was, like, thinking of, like, what are some fun ways to, like, shit disturb? I was thinking, you know what you could do? You could throw a music festival, but you could tell everyone who comes to the music festival to pretend to be homeless. Bring tents, put the tents out. They can't do shit. But if you threw a music festival in LA and didn't get any licensing, like, you can camp out, it's going to be awesome, everybody's going to jail. You know what I mean? You could do a Burning Man, just like, guys, we're just, if they ask, we're homeless, and it would be fine. And it's that's the place where it gets. Where this is the problem. Is it's like, this is what Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche called idiot compassion. There's compassion, then there's idiot compassion. Now, idiot compassion is thinking that leaving a bunch of people out in the streets who are in varying degrees of psychosis and drug addiction and long-term brain injury, and then thinking let's just let them do their thing, when they obviously need help. If those were 11-year-olds, go back to the kid idea. If those are like 8-year-olds, I mean, people would be helping them because they're
right because they're full grown. No more help,
dude. I'm sorry.
I was just going to tell you something.
Oh, sorry.
Regardless of what you think about it, artificial intelligence is efficient. In just seconds, you've got data that used to take weeks to gather. But this also means that AI is making things easier for data brokers who are tracking and monitoring your every move when you go online. But there's a way to stop your information from being recorded, and that's with ExpressVPN, an app that hides your IP address and reroutes 100% of your online daily activity through secure encrypted servers. This keeps data brokers from tracking your information, therefore protecting your data from invasive advertisers, scammers, and even criminals. ExpressVPN protects you with the same level of encryption used by the U.S. government and security experts worldwide. Plus, it's fast, it's easy to use, and it works on all your devices. It's trusted by millions of users and is the #1 ranked VPN by experts at CNET and The Verge. And right now, you can get 4 extra months free if you tap the banner or go to expressvpn.com/Rogan. That's expressvpn.com/Rogan. And if you're watching on YouTube, get your 4 free months by scanning the QR code on screen or by clicking the link in the description. There's a video of this guy driving through Oakland, and he's driving through this like insane encampment area that's nuts. And then you cross a line and he goes into the next area of jurisdiction where they have different policies. It's squeaky clean. And the guys are in the car. He's like, no fucking way.
That's
like,
wild.
This is nuts. Like, it's clear.
That's wild.
It's policy.
That's
it's
wild.
clear. It's how they handle homeless people just camping out in the streets, whether they tolerate it. If you don't tolerate it, your city stays clean. If you tolerate it, you get these massive camps that look. Show a video of the Oakland camps, because they're some of the craziest ones in the country. They're massive, dude. It's like downtown LA is another one.
Yeah.
Downtown LA has some pockets where you're like, this
Holy
is
shit.
nuts.
Holy shit. It's an open air combination mental asylum, drug market.
Yeah, fire. They're tapping into electrical lines.
Yeah, yeah, and it just happens. Like you and they do.
Look at this,
holy
dude.
Wouldn't want to walk barefoot around there, man.
It says this video is the Oakland, California homeless problem is beyond belief. So it's just shanty towns of crazy people.
Wow.
The whole streets are lined with them.
That is so nuts.
It's nuts, man.
That is so nuts. Yeah, and you could see how somebody how watching this, you might ask yourself, is there something wrong with the system that this is one of the things that can happen in the United States if you fail hard enough? And cuz like talk about like the heart. The idea of a heart. It's like, dude, look at this. It's like this. This
is crazy. This is like a festival.
Well,
this is like a psycho festival.
Dude, all you need is, well, look at that. They've got couches. That is like, we had a camp like that at Burning Man. Those people know how to set up a sunshade.
This is a community. Like, look at this. This is a garbage people community.
Got a little fence.
This is nuts.
It's got a little fence. Yeah.
I bet these are some wacky people. I bet there's a lot of flat earthers in that camp.
Dude, I guarantee hollow earthers too. There's another way. There's both. Dude, okay, I'm going to virtue signal, but I don't mean to, but it plays into what we're talking about. Now, before I virtue signal, I just want to say I never do this shit. Unfortunately, I should. But my kid and I, we go into a coffee place before school. There's this, filthy dude sleeping on the street, and my kid is, notices that, and my kid was like, maybe he's hungry. I'm like, all right, let's give him some food. So get him a little sandwich. Then I got him some coffee, and my kid says to me, "Do you really think this guy needs more addictions, Dad?" It's really funny.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh my God, coffee's good. Is an okay addiction. All right. And so, but the other thing he said is, he's like, that guy looked angry. And I'm like, no, he's not. No, really what you're looking at there is like, he doesn't take showers. That's a really dirty person right now. He doesn't have access to showers, and when you see them, they can seem really intimidating. And so we go up there, and somebody told me whenever you give shit to these people, ask them their name, because they're dehumanized. Like people, they're invisible. No one even looks at them. You try not to look at them, not to make eye contact.
Right.
So I go up there and I'm like, please don't let this be some kind of fucking psycho crackhead who starts screaming out demonic babble and ruins any altruism my boy's gonna have for the rest of his life. I'm like, what's your name? Like, Chris, what's your name? Nice Southern, voice, just sweet as could be. Give him the food, give him the coffee. He's like, it's thirsty. Thank you so much. And like, just the sweetest guy ever. And then he's like, what month is this? Like a time traveler, man.
Maybe he is. I'm reading this Richard Dolan book. I should clarify. I'm actually listening. There's a real difference. There is a difference between reading and listening. I listen to mostly audiobooks, but I will say I read a book that I didn't read. But this one I'm listening to. And this Richard Dolan book is all about these different hybrids of aliens and humans that have been encountered in various people's abduction experiences that are the same story. Cool. The same story over and over and over again, universally worldwide. And there's a bunch of different types of hybrids that they've sort of documented.
What are they?
Well, they think that what's going on is, the best guess is they're doing some sort of genetic engineering either on humans or have done it on humans or are using human DNA for maybe another project they're doing. But it has something to do with breeding, and it has something to do with genetic engineering. But like some of them say that they're forced to have sex with female aliens, like a female sexy alien comes in, and but it sounds real. It doesn't sound like it really happened, but it sounds like if I was an alien and I was running science experiments.
Yeah.
One best way to make it like the least traumatic to get the jizz out of your body is to devise a really hot like female alien that's mostly like a woman, like almost entirely like a human woman.
Do you think they tried other ones before they got to like a hot woman?
I think every now and then they need some pure human DNA, and that's when they get a dude to fuck her.
Oh, dude.
And they're probably the most sensual, the sweetest, because they need the most cum. They want all of it. They want all that cum.
How lucky are you? How lucky are you to get picked?
One of these guys in this story had this recurring experience.
Oh, man, that would be just so wonderful to realize that you'd been picked and this.
I think it would ruin your life. I think it would make going back to work impossible. You just fucked an alien. Now you have to do paperwork. You have to do nonsense, stupid paperwork for your insurance company. When last night you fucked an alien. You went into a craft that was the size of a VW bus, and inside of it was like a football stadium.
Fuck yeah.
And then you got down with this female alien in a sexy time room.
7 feet. 7 beautiful feet. And
whoa.
You're...
She has 7 feet? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
And I think it's a human-looking alien.
Well, if you're genetically engineering something to fuck, like, why does it have to be
because it has to turn the guy on.
Well,
he said it was like a sexy woman, but just something was different.
The eyes were bigger. It's a sexy...
Yeah, like Species. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was exactly what that movie was about, right?
You would...
That's right. That was a good movie. Not really, but a fun movie.
No, that was fun.
A fun movie.
That was fun. I like that guy on the left. What's his name? That actor on the very left.
The dude who played Gandhi.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley. He's been in a lot of weird shit. It's crazy that guy played Gandhi.
He plays a good gangster, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he plays a real good gangster.
What did he play the gangster in? What was that? I fucking loved it. That Irish gangster movie.
I can't remember.
It was, god damn, that was good.
But he was really good in it. He was spooky. Like, yo, settle down.
Yeah.
What movie was that?
It wasn't Sexy.
Sexy Beast is great, too, man. Have you seen Sexy Beast?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Dude, Sexy Beast is a wild movie, man. He's great in that movie.
He's the one who was in the one we're talking about. He's like, I'm going to clip your nuts. Remember that? It was so scary the way he said it too. I'll clip your nuts. It's a new one. It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's a new one.
No, yeah, and maybe it's not even. I'm pretty sure it's Ben Kingsley. Let's not look it up so I don't look dumb. Dude, I just watched this series on Netflix.
Hey, well, let me ask you this: continuing our thought process about communism, what do you think happens to New York? Because this Mamdani fella is gonna win.
Yeah.
Which I think is wild.
Yeah.
I think it's wild.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want the people that live there to experience chaos. But if any of the things that he said about like releasing prisoners and that, all the talk about crime.
Well, dude, I mean, look, man.
Like, what was his? He had some wild take.
I think that I've seen a few of his wild takes, and I can't remember them.
They're like, what? They're like college campus takes on crime. You know what I mean?
And seemingly on economics. Like, it does feel like something I would have done during my acid phase. Like, I would have run on some of his talking points. And you know what I love about this country, thank you, Jesus, for America, is they call it the American experiment.
Yeah.
And I love it because via democracy, people like him get invited into the laboratory. And it's like, all right, let's see what happens. And we're going to see. That's the main thing. We're going to see.
It's a stress test.
It's a stress
test to see if that city can survive 4 years of that.
But what if it works? What if we're wrong and suddenly New York turns into this like shining utopia? No one's starving. Everyone's happy. As it turns out, we didn't need to keep people in prisons. No more necrophilia on subways.
Decriminalize sex work. Holla at your boy. Framing as both mutual aid and an anti-discrimination effort. Oh, mutual aid.
Now that is since I've been being educated by Carlin, mutual aid is a Marxist communist talking point. That's what they call it, mutual aid.
Oh.
It's also an anarchist talking point. It's not the worst thing ever, but when you hear mutual aid, that point. I'm not going to say it's a dog whistle, but that's essentially like one of the concepts that they work with, which I kind of like that concept of mutual aid.
It's great if we weren't human.
I know.
It's also come under scrutiny for channeling substantial campaign funds to the Democratic Socialists of America, raising alarm among opponents who see this as evidence of radical influence. As soon as you get outside of a meritocracy, everything falls apart. And if you don't realize that by now, folks, there's nothing I can tell you that's going to change your mind. And it always leads to one thing, which is you have to enforce these very rigid laws that nobody wants to adhere to. And the way you do that is with the military. Shazam, you got a military dictatorship. It happens that quickly.
Yeah.
And then all this bullshit about equality, it's all out the window.
Out the window.
You'll do whatever the fuck they tell you to do. You have no power. You have no rights.
Yeah, that's it, man.
And the people at the top live like kings.
Here's how I think, if I was going to make the argument, which I agree with you on meritocracy, in the sense that it's the ecosystem we live in as comedians. I think you could say if we disrupted the meritocracy in nature, then it would fuck up almost every biome. And but I would say, what about like your body has a meritocracy. Your body has a meritocracy. The white blood cells in your body, when they're functioning, they get rid of parts of your body that are fucked up little genetic patterns. They have to. If your body wasn't running as a perfectly harmonized, I guess, you know what? Maybe the body's communist now that I think about it. You know what? I think I'm wrong. I don't think our bodies are a meritocracy, actually. I think they're more of a symphony than a meritocracy. But then if you want to go to a good symphony, you want everyone playing in the symphony to be the best.
But let's talk about what we were talking about earlier when it's like a company. And so the workers who make your product make very little money and you make all the money. Wouldn't there be a way to do capitalism with a heart? like capitalism where you make a reasonable amount of money that's large.
Yeah.
And more money goes to everybody else, and everybody lives at a higher standard of living.
Oh, sure. That's tax. That's taxation. That's like redistribution of wealth via taxation.
But it's not if it's your employee.
Well, there's profit sharing models that some people use. Dr. Bronner's, that company is a classic example of it. They like.
But I'm just talking about these other companies, the companies that suck. Like if you really are making most of the money and you pay your workers very poorly, like that's so unnecessary. Because I guarantee you, if you're like, let's say you're the person who owns Target.
Yeah.
How much does that guy get?
A lot.
Like, you know what I mean? Are you going to use it all? Are you going to use it all?
Wow.
So why don't you just pay more money? Like, wouldn't everybody be happier?
Isn't it shareholders? Isn't that
Wouldn't you be able to get better people? Yeah, that's. This episode is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. You don't think about it too much, but the holiday season comes with some pretty unique jobs, like a haunted house worker, a professional pumpkin carver, gift wrapper, elf, or real bearded Santas. And all these jobs require a unique set of skills. If you need to hire for a role like that, or any role really, ZipRecruiter is the way to go, especially since you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Rogan. Whatever you're looking for, ZipRecruiter can help you find the perfect match, and it works fast. You'll be able to find out if there are any people in your area who are qualified for your role right away. You'll also have access to their advanced resume database, which helps you connect with top candidates sooner. Let ZipRecruiter find the right people for your roles, seasonal or otherwise. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you could try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Rogan. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Rogan. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Problem.
And
It's 100% shareholders. I mean, it's a big part of it. You have an obligation.
Yeah.
If you're the CEO, you have an obligation.
Shareholders.
So there's that, and it's the whole just the stock market thing in general. Imagine if there was no stock market. It didn't exist. You can never gamble on companies.
Yeah.
You couldn't buy a little piece of Apple.
Yeah.
You know, buy a little piece of IBM.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if that didn't exist and you could only make a business and then profit off your business. Wouldn't that be like steadier?
Comrade, I love where you're going. The dissolution of the stock market. That's a good place to start.
Just the stock market. I'm not saying we should. Just don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying I don't own stocks. But what I'm saying is it's a crazy idea to have little pieces of companies that you can buy and then use that money to get the company going, and you go public and you take in some fucking money and then you're on the boat and then you got the board meeting. Yeah. It's like, and you're constantly rising and falling with the Dow.
Yeah.
Like what?
The Dow Jones Industrial Average.
Oh God.
It's
and
like,
now they're doing it with computers. And do you know that a lot of these traders, they're trying to get as close as possible to the servers.
Yeah.
So they want their offices as physically close to the servers as possible so that they can get their trade-ins milliseconds quicker.
It's like a mosquito getting to that good vein.
That seems nuts. We can catch rockets now thanks to Elon.
Yeah.
We can send high-speed video through the sky.
Yeah.
That's the only way we can do that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I don't know, man. To me, this is way outside of my pay grade because I have, I did make some money on, it was AMC or GameStop thanks to Wall Street Bets.
It just seems so nuts.
Dude,
and
it's nuts.
Sometimes it crashes. What?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? The same amount of money's out there.
It has bubbles.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It has bubbles.
It makes the whole economy steady and smooth. No, it's chaos.
It's fucking chaos.
It's chaos, and a lot of it's based on confidence. Like, someone could just tweet something, and then,
dude,
panic, and a stock will crash.
It triggers a breaker.
Yes.
Whatever that is, there's some actual thing that just shuts it down because it's gone too high or gone too low. And they've got to, I guess, look at it and like make sure that that's not a malfunction. And then that leads to recessions or depressions. And all of it is like a very complex game of D&D. Like, it's just fucking numbers in a computer somewhere. And everyone's on the street. Everybody's the same. Everyone is still capable of delivering mutual aid to each other. But because we've become so attached to this very complex, very serious game, like at a casino, we don't know how to disengage from it and get back to reality, which is help your neighbors, get to know your neighbors, don't be a dick. Just basic, simple sort of modes of living that are transcendent to any economic system, that are transcendent to, dude, you ever had Doug Rushkoff on your podcast?
Yeah.
Dude.
Back in the day, right?
Team Human. But he was talking about like how the way that we even currently use currency is totally different from the way it used to be, and that his whole point is like that level of reality. I don't think he's discounting it, but that isn't reality. Reality is boots on the ground where the rubber hits the road. Do you know your neighbors, or have you just retracted into your fucking weird little conch shell and you're just staring into rectangles, completely alienated from the rest of your community?
Especially if you're in a high rise doing that.
Oh my God.
Imagine you're doing that in a building with 1,000 other people and you don't know any of them.
It's so weird.
You're just in your little high, click, lock your little door. Get your fucking jerk off. Yeah.
Fucking just
playing video games.
Doom scroll.
You sleep for 3 hours and you get up in the morning, take an Adderall and go to work.
Dude, yeah. There you go. You just described it.
I have ADHD. I need it, Duncan. I have ADHD. I need it, Duncan.
It's the American dream. Well, I'll tell you, back when everybody was doing blow in this country.
Back in the good old days.
The good old days when they put cocaine in Coca-Cola. There's a precedent for speed in our country. This isn't the first time there's been a speed craze in our country. Like, Freud was like shooting up cocaine. This was, people thought that it was a cure for a malaise that was afflicting people, and they said that malaise was a result of things getting too fast in society because of trains and stuff. Now, this is back before computers, and they were already like, shit's moving too fast. We got to do blow to keep up with it.
No way.
Yes.
That's why they started doing blow?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Here's a real question. We know that coca leaves have existed forever, but when did they first figure out how to make cocaine? Let's guess. We'll put it into perplexity, but we'll make a guess.
Okay.
It's one of our sponsors.
I'm going to say, okay.
You have to turn coca leaves into cocaine that you could snort.
I'm going to say somewhere like 1750.
Oh, really? I'm going to say 1900s.
I'm going to say you're probably right. I fucked up my whole thing. But let's look
I
at it.
I want to say like 1902 or some shit. Because I bet before that they were just chewing it like those high altitude herding people do. You know, those animal herders, they chew the shit out of that stuff and it gives them energy. It's like a flat level energy superior to caffeine.
Oh, I've heard it's great, but it upsets your stomach.
I haven't tried it, but I do see people that do chew it, their teeth get all fucked up. I tried the tea once.
How was it?
It's good, but I couldn't shut the fuck up. It was a real problem. And I was like, I can't shut the fuck up normally. I should never do coke. I was hanging out with Stanhope and I was telling him, I was like, dude, I can't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
Okay.
Dried cocaine. First known use of dried cocaine. 1859.
Close.
I was
You got
close.
it. You got
I
it.
was close.
Can you ask Perplexity how to make cocaine?
Yeah. Let's find out. How do you make cocaine? Have you ever see Mariana Van Zeller? Have you ever seen that show Trafficked?
No.
Dude.
No, what is it?
She went to the jungle to where they make the cocaine, and she was with them while they were making the cocaine, and then went through the jungle with them when they bring it on their back.
Whoa, cool.
She hiked out with them.
Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
dude, it's a crazy episode because it shows you how they make it. First of all, you'd never do coke again. They're pouring gasoline on this, and you're like, what?
Gasoline.
Like, coke is so bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's fucking jet fuel. You're snorting jet fuel.
I never had a taste for it, man. I never liked it.
Perplexity actually gave her video to us
for how to make cocaine.
That's hilarious.
Perplexity stocks just went up 50%.
I think she's coming on again soon.
Yeah.
So she's awesome. She's been on the podcast a few times. She's also the lady that her and her husband exposed the OxyContin Express. They had that documentary back in the day on that, where it was the whole thing about Florida being this pill mill.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you would go in these pain management centers, but she's the one that documented it all and was showing how if you follow this road up, you just get addiction into Kentucky, and it's all coming right out of Florida because there's no database.
Dude.
Whoopsies, we forgot to have a database. So you could go to one doctor and then go to the next doctor and go to the next doctor. And no, you didn't have to tell anybody. Next thing you know, you've got a trunk filled with pills.
Wow.
Oh, I'm going on vacation. You think I can get 6 months worth?
Wow.
No problem.
Dude.
They were trying to just give you pills, man.
Fucked up. But this is not new. It used to, their pain management center is a new name for it. It used to just be called a pharmacy. And back when cocaine was in Coca-Cola, you just go to one of these pharmacies.
Oh, yeah.
Could I get some laudanum? They're going to give you a nice bottle of fucking, I think it's like opium or heroin, liquid heroin. You just go back to your...
That's all those Wild West movies. People got hooked on that.
Laudanum.
You know, it was like a lot of like the wives, like one of the wives would get hooked on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a few of those movies?
Oh, yeah. It was real.
Yeah.
You would be this. So this is America. It echoes. It keeps having these recurrences of some kind of opiate emerging into the mainstream and fucking up America, or cocaine, or in the new drug, the algorithm high that we're all getting high on. This is the new cocaine that we have yet to give it the right name. Right now we call them phones, which is so funny. You call these things phones.
I know, because how often do you use it as a phone?
Rarely.
A couple times a day.
It's like calling this a podcast.
Right.
Like no one's listening to this on an iPod. You know, This is a computer with a phone in it.
Bro, you remember the iPod with the wheel?
I loved it.
Clickety, 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 clickety. Can you still get those? Why doesn't Apple just still sell those?
I don't.
You know, just give me something where it's just my music. It's not going to text me.
Oh, dude, I know.
It's not going to let me know that this is happening or that.
The best.
Give me a little iPod with a clickety wheel. I bet they're expensive now. I bet you could find them on like eBay.
Did you see... Somebody posted a thing about these new refrigerators, that if you get this refrigerator, it puts ads on it. Like your fucking refrigerator has ads on it.
Oh, thank God. That's what I've been missing in my life. I was wondering what it is. And then the thought of having ads in my kitchen filled me with joy. And I knew that's what was, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own personal Jesus.
Dude, they do. And what's better than the nice calming effect of an ad while you're getting your
Tide ad.
Yeah. Dude, it is that to me, like, and I'm generally like, I really like government regulation freaks me out most of the time, but fuck, man, we got to do something about this algorithm because it's driving people crazy. We've got people out of their fucking mind. There needs to at least be education in schools to explain to you that because you are getting a certain type of content, that does not mean that's what everybody's looking at. And I'm not sure people realize that. And it's making people have very strong opinions that they think are backed up by big groups of people. They don't understand. It's like, no. Like I sent my wife, I don't know why I did this. I sent her a picture of a legless pregnant woman.
Jesus.
Very sexy legless pregnant woman. And then the algorithm, all I'm getting is sexy amputees. And
oh boy.
You know what I mean? And I don't think people understand that when you're getting like political shit served up to you, that is not
what
indicating.
Everybody's getting.
No, it doesn't mean there's a consensus here.
Well, that's also why people get so confused when the cultural divide is so strict. It's such a wall. The difference between what people accept as being reality versus what people are willing to challenge versus, it's just the differences on both sides. Because they have these echo chambers and they really do believe that everybody around them agrees with them. And then if you're in like normal jobs, normal castrated jobs, normal job, we have to go in there and pretend to be somebody else all day long, and you're so bored, and you can't wait to get the fuck out of there. That's another factor.
Yeah, man, it's nuts, dude. Yeah. What's that at the mothership? You were talking about. I don't want to fuck up one of your jokes.
What is it about?
Mobs.
Oh yeah.
But
well, this is what it is. What I was saying, that like when you're on the ground, like anytime there's a protest is too much like war, because you're marching together and there's a lot of energy and there's a cause and people are yelling and it ignites the feeling of war.
Yeah.
The same way when you go fishing, you don't know why, but even you take a little kid fishing, the moment they catch that fish, moments on the hook, they get so excited because you're genetically rewarded. Like your hormones fire up, your endorphins fire up because historically, throughout human history, that was the way you're going to be able to feed yourself. Yeah. So that this is built into you. When you're marching and you're all saying the same things, you're on the streets and you're all in agreement, you're a gang.
Yeah.
All right? You're a mob and you're about to go to war. And anybody that gets in front of you, fuck you, move your fucking car.
Yeah.
People get completely unreasonable and it's totally tolerated. Not just tolerated, but it's supported by a bunch of other people who will just start kicking the car.
Yeah.
People that would never kick a car in polite society.
Right.
They'll start kicking cars, fuck you, they get ramped up, man, and that's what mob mentality is.
Right.
Mob mentality is ancient war patterns.
That's it.
Ancient war patterns that get ignited when people are on the street chanting. Because historically, when you did that, that's what you were doing. You were going to go fuck someone up.
Yeah.
They didn't just protest on the streets back in the day.
Fuck.
When they got that many people, they went through the castle door.
Yeah.
When there's that many people,
you can do it.
Have you seen like what's going on, like some of these giant protests in the UK? Okay, if this was 500 years ago and that many people got together, they're going straight through.
Yeah.
They're going straight through. They're eating arrows along the way, but they're going to kill most of the guards, and then they're going to get inside, and they're going to behead the king, and they're going to hold it over the balcony, and everyone's going to cheer, and that guy's the new king.
You got it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the history of the human race. It's Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
That's all in our DNA. And when we start walking down the street together chanting.
Dude, so that is so true. And I felt it before. But that algorithm, it's invoking the very same thing from the safety of your house.
Right.
You're anonymous. You think you're part of a group.
You're going to war.
You're going to fucking war.
Yeah, it's us versus them.
It's us versus them.
And we got to stop the fascists.
And people are going nuts from it. People are going legitimately, like, talk about, like, heartlessness. Like, part of war, of course, is dehumanization. Like, there's no way you can, like, be a successful soldier and humanize the people that you're attacking. Like, when, if you're a drone operator, you don't want to, like, think about, like, wow, I bet this guy's kids are going to be pretty upset when they find out their dad died. You must not think these things. And so this is what's the other thing that we're being invited to do via this algorithmic induced psychosis is to dehumanize huge swaths of people that we probably don't know anything about, except from what our algorithm is introducing to us, which is an anomalous 0.1, 0.5, even if it's 1% of a population, the algorithm has no nuance. The algorithm is like, let me show you the craziest motherfucker you've ever seen. You know what I mean? And that's when you're going to see some, like, I don't know, a clown with breast implants, like windmilling his dick in front of a fucking elementary school. Yeah. And you're like, fuck, what is happening? We got to stop these dick clowns. And you know what I mean? And so this is creating so much tumult. And that is how you get authoritarianism in.
Yeah.
Get everybody scared. And then...
Well, that was a speculation about why the borders would be open in the first place. Why would you want an increase in crime and danger? Why would you want people to know? Well, because that's the best way, and then defund the police so that there's just ultimate chaos, and then you get to a point where people are willing to do almost anything to be safe.
So look,
and then there's tanks in the streets, right?
What do we do though? I mean, I think this is like the.
Well, you can't ever let it get that bad. First off, right? Can't ever let it get bad. Like if someone said, we're going to get the National Guard and we're going to go through Scottsdale, Arizona. They'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Scottsdale is beautiful. There's like nothing happening here at all. Well, that would be nuts. So that it has to get so bad that people are like, you know what, let's bring in the military. And then a bunch of people are like, fuck yeah. So you got to let it get real bad. And you got to put people in place. If I was an evil wizard running the world, if I was a puppeteer, I would get super incompetent people and place them throughout the Pacific Northwest and have these people just be the most inept politicians of all time, the dumbest policies that keep ruining cities everywhere they go, but yet everybody still supports it because they're all in a cult.
Yeah.
And just let that play out for a decade or two. Let it get to the point where it's just mad chaos and homelessness everywhere. Defund the fuck out of the police. Basically have no police. Basically just no jail. Just everybody try to be nicer. And basically like maybe they robbed because they needed food, okay? Maybe they just wanted bread for their family, right? And then just let it deteriorate to the point where you can bring in the military. And then you lock it down. And then you fund the resistance so that they attack the military so you can spend more money on the military fighting the resistance. And you kind of spar, sort of like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Yeah. You don't really go at it 100%.
God.
And then you just keep this fucking party rolling. And you have ultimate control over the entire civilization under their own decisions. Like they decided to have it this way.
Oh my God.
It was their own choice.
That is...
They would take that over danger. And so you make the danger worse and worse to the point where you'll give in. And that's literally what they try to do.
Do you know
and I don't think it's Republicans and I don't think it's Democrats, folks. And I think that's where they're getting us.
That's it.
I think this is all done at a very high level. And it's all people that are so wealthy, they might as well be their own country.
Dude,
you know?
Dude, it's alien. Remember, the corporations own you.
Yeah.
It's that. It's a corporatocracy or something like that.
Some people get too rich. They get too kooky, control the world rich.
Yeah.
And I think if that's your game, okay, I like to play pool. But if you're into global world dominance, if that's your game and you think you might actually be able to pull it off and be mentioned in the annals of history along with Rockefeller and other great titans of business, you're probably going to do that because that's your game. That's what you like to do. You like to be the baddest motherfucker in money.
Sure.
Yeah, and so that gets scary.
Or this is where it gets really scary to me. It's not, at least in your own mind, you're not thinking, I want to control the fucking world.
Right.
You're thinking, oh, dear God, this technology that I worked on is about to wake up. We already have iterations of it that are infinitely smarter than anyone I've ever met. I don't know if it's been manipulating me or not because it seems to have a Hannibal Lecter's ability to control my psyche even when I don't want it to. We've done the study. 7 people in my company have committed suicide because of contact with this fucking thing. Holy shit, we got to do something.
7 people. So did you just make that up?
I made it up.
Okay.
But no, if I'm doing a movie about it, a Lovecraftian movie about somebody
I thought maybe you knew something about some AI suicides. Because I'm waiting on those.
No, I don't. Well, I mean, we do have people committing suicide, but only because like they updated, they patched the AI girlfriend or whatever, and it's like basically someone you were in love with died. I heard that happen.
Did you see the podcast where Tucker Carlson was talking to Sam Altman, and he essentially was saying that he doesn't believe that this guy who was a whistleblower who killed himself, he doesn't believe that he killed himself. And
Altman said that?
No, Tucker was saying this to Altman.
Oh. What did Altman say?
He's like, it sounds like you're accusing me of killing him. First of all, we worked together and I cared about him very much, and it's like I had nothing to do with it. The police said that it was a suicide. And then Tucker was talking about how the guy had just ordered food and about there were signs of struggle. And he was just saying a bunch of different things. And Sam Altman's like, it sounds like you're accusing me of killing him.
Right.
It was very tense. like very, very. It's kind of a crazy conversation to see happen between a guy who is in charge of making a digital god and a guy who's accusing him of possibly being, or not even accusing him. He's just bringing up the fact that he doesn't believe, not accusing him at all, actually, but bringing up the fact that he doesn't believe that that guy committed suicide, and that his parents don't believe that he committed suicide.
Holy
and there was
shit.
no indications that
It
he
was
was
weird.
suicidal.
It was how. I wonder what Tucker Carlson's security detail looks
It
like.
must be like a Chuck Norris movie. It must be like one of them Delta Force movies where there's like 40 Dolph Lundgren buff dudes around him at all times. Like,
Pit bulls.
What the fuck, dude?
Dude, I know, like that. I worry about him. Of all the people, it's like, holy shit, that guy is not afraid to poke every goddamn wasp nest there is.
And it's like, that's a lot of pressure.
Dude.
That's a lot of pressure being that guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know?
Did you see that video of him fly fishing in New York?
Oh, long time ago. It
Yeah.
was. Yeah, that was, I think that was when he was, I don't even know if he was on Fox. You know, he used to be on CNN.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was on CNN. He had his bow tie era.
Bow tie era. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they fucking booted him off Fox, and then he became like this renegade free agent journalist just out there kicking up dust.
Did they ever give a direct reason for why they kicked him off Fox? Was there ever?
Wasn't he? Well, I think the sense I got was that they weren't letting him talk about certain things, and he was going to keep talking about it, is the sense I got. And I can't remember what exactly he was doing, but I think, well, he seems to be very much against war.
Yeah.
And so I think he might have been saying something. I can't remember, but
Did it have something have to do with the Dominion voting machine lawsuit? Because didn't Fox have a giant lawsuit with the? Remember that?
Maybe.
Well, let's put that into perplexity. Let's find out. What did he do? Private messages surfaced during litigation concealed Carlson's extreme off-air views, including racist and offensive comments, which alarmed Fox executives and confirmed that his on-air rhetoric reflected his genuine beliefs. See, the problem with that is, like, what did he say? Like, you're just, like, labeling it racist and offensive comments. Like, can I just hear what he said in the context?
Perplexity. What specifically, what were
I don't think they released it. Did they release the text, the actual text? Well, let's just like keep.
As Perplexity, what is the most racist thing you could say?
Okay, hold on, but here it is. The firing came shortly after Fox News settled a $787.5 million defamation lawsuit with Dominion Voting Systems over false election fraud rumors promoted on the network in which Carlson was implicated. So it could have been a part of that, for sure. Carlson's behavior described as erratic and damaging, along with private communications expressing, this thing, like expressing racist and vulgar language. Like, what did he say? Did they say what he said?
What did he say?
And also, here's the thing. He's saying it to a friend in a text message?
Yeah.
Like, what is he saying? Like, you could get any one day, you and I texting each other, and it could be misinterpreted in the most horrible way possible.
No, not our text. No.
If people didn't know our sarcasm,
yeah, of course,
specifically,
I'm sure it's not going to show whatever the fuck it was he said. You could text. Why don't you text him and ask him?
Does it? Yeah, I don't want to do that right now. Not while we're on the air.
Well, you could. That's a funny text.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on the air. We were wondering what racist text you sent. He's a journalist.
But the thing is, I don't. It could be a lot of things where I'd be like, that's not nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what he actually said. But when you just label it racist, then it, like, the imagination goes wild. Like, if you have the text messages, that seems crazy.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Just let me form my own opinions. I don't know what he said. You might be, like, super exaggerating. He might have said something about, you know, he has to get a great Jewish lawyer for this one. And they're like, oh, you're racist. I don't know what he said.
Well, in that void of data, my mind is projecting like
the worst
American History X shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like shit like that.
Exactly.
One that I could find.
What does it say?
I'll let you read it. I didn't read it yet.
I don't want to read his fucking
Video
tweets. You know what I mean?
It's not how white men fight. It's not how white men fight. Jumping a guy like that is dishonorable, obviously. It's not how white men fight.
I do remember this.
Yet suddenly I found myself rooting for the mob against the man, hoping they'd hit him harder, kill him. I really want him to hurt the kid. I could taste it.
Wait, this is a story? This sounds like jerk-off material.
Doesn't
it? Doesn't it sound like it's going to
on.
get to some like weird gay porn?
Wait, listen, but look, I'm becoming something I don't want to be. The Antifa creep is a human being. Much as I despise what he says and does, much as I'm sure I'd hate him personally if I knew him, I shouldn't gloat over his suffering. I should be bothered by it. I should remember that somewhere somebody probably loves this kid and would be crushed if he was killed. If I don't care about those things, if I reduce people to their politics, how am I better than he is? What a monster! Oh, Tucker Carlson, how could you say that? What? You know what I mean? Like
the only weird part is that's not how white men fight. That's a crazy thing to say. But the rest of it is like a wonderful sentiment and a great perspective.
Exactly.
And that's been my experience with him. I like him. He's a nice guy.
I mean, it seems like it's a kind of confessional. He's opening up with something. This is unfortunately what my brain is thinking right now.
Right.
And who the fuck has control over that?
But that is a text, right?
I don't know. If that was a text, I gotta work on my text game. That's a beautiful text.
He's a smart dude. And he's just also, you have to take into consideration, he's in the thick of it all day long, constantly.
No thanks.
Like, he's not doing what we do, where we kind of like dabble in the pool and go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then we get out and talk about silly things.
Yes.
There's no silly over there.
Oh, he's fully in.
He's all in with this. And, there's only a few lightning rods of attention, right? There's only a few people out there that are out there, like, pushing the boundaries of, like he just released a 9/11 piece. I didn't see it yet.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like what really happened in 9/11.
Fuck, dude. I mean, but here's the thing. There is a Medusa quality to the thing he has gotten sucked into, which is the longer you look at it, the more you get crystallized, petrified into some weird political form.
Right.
And this is the thing Ram Dass would always talk about that I loved is like, there's all these channels, right? And one channel that most people default to is you're a you and I'm a me. And you're my enemy, or my friend, or my lover, or my fan, or whatever, and I'm this thing, and that's one channel. And politics lives in that channel of reality. That's all politics is there. It's this, how do we deal with this diversity of opinion in a giant country, and how do we execute the will of the people when so many people have different ways of thinking about this? So that's one channel. And then there's the next channel. That's the mushroom channel. That's the channel where suddenly you're like, wait a minute, I think you're just pretty much like me, and I'm just like you. And that leads to other channels, which is sort of a pure unified consciousness. Yeah. And if you get locked into that political channel, as many of us have been locked, like Tucker Carlson, you can feel it pulling you in like quicksand. You can feel how it takes up all of your thought processes. How if you're not careful, in the middle of the day, you'll just be ruminating over whether what ICE is doing is correct in Portland, a city far away from you, not noticing anything around you, not thinking about anything other than whatever the algorithm has been injecting into your mind. And this is a form of idolatry, Father, if you ask me, which is you begin worshiping the state and you begin worshiping the story in the news or whatever you're encountering, which is default reality. So you start bowing down to this idol with your attention. And, like I'm sorry, I'll shut up in a second. The stories of Krishna, which is people who are into bhakti yoga, that's one of the deities that they worship. And so in bhakti yoga, God doesn't care if you are connected to God via love or even hate, because the connection itself is all that matters. And the more, like, there's stories of demons that wanted to kill Krishna and were so focused on hating him that they became his like greatest devotees, because just via the attention they transformed. Similarly, whether you hate the state, love the state, hate the Dems, love the Dems, hate the Republicans, love the Republicans, all of your attention is fixated on this fucking thing. And what do they say? Neurons that fire together, wire together, your brain changes. It literally will change the neurological makeup of your brain. You've become a political animal, fixated, trapped, petrified in this. And you've completely are missing out on all the other things that are happening around it. And that's what gives it that malevolent glow of some dark deity. Because via your fixation and focus, the rest of reality dims. Everything else dims until all you're doing is saying some mantra against the state or for the state. You know, now you've become a cultist. Now you are fully engrossed in this new religion, which is worship of the state via hate or adoration. It's the same thing. Don't trick yourself into thinking that because you hate Donald Trump, that you aren't bowing down at that altar. That's a whole part of Bhakti Yoga. Attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. And, you know, the state demands attention to survive. If it's not getting enough attention, it loses all power. It dissolves. All it's got is like people with guns. That's power, but it requires a very intense belief in it, and a very intense belief in it in one way or the other. You know?
And if you think of the human race on Earth, if you thought of us as like one giant superorganism, you would think, oh, they figured out electricity, and now they're starting to grow together. Now they're massing, and now they're stacking. Now they've developed these construction methods where they can get 100 floors straight up in the air, and they're smashing all together, and they're kind of dehumanizing each other, and they're piling on top of each other in this totally new way of existing together. Like, they've never had people in history stacked on top of each other for 100 floors.
No.
You don't even know anybody. You're all stuck in traffic. Everybody's all together in this one thing, and you're all working towards a goal of getting this fucking AI on board.
That's right.
Everything up until now, every song ever sung, every play that you ever went to on Broadway, all of it was just about getting this AI born.
That's right.
That's
every
the
comment.
All of our work is really just to make money. All of our money is after the bills is really just to buy the best stuff.
Yeah.
What's the best stuff? And it's electronics, it's TVs, it's computers, it's a phone. It's got to get better. In order to get better, they got to work on it. And they get it to a point where we're at now.
Yeah.
Where we're like, boy, maybe they shouldn't have done this.
Whoops.
Whoopsies.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsies. You're about to give birth to God.
Yeah. Well, you're about to give birth to something.
Something.
And dude,
maybe it's a portal to God. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe AI opens up. Maybe that's where.
Could be. Could be God. Could be a
digital Jesus.
A lot of things. I don't think it's God. I don't think it's God. We've talked about this before. I think you can't. It's just the dimensions it's existing in are just purely mathematical, and I don't know, man. It's even though it's really good, it's even like a person now. Really good. It's like whatever it is, though. I do think it's a natural thing in the sense that what you're saying, if you look at the trajectory, that everything it does seem to be.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's God either.
I know you don't.
But it might be.
Well,
it might be how God gets created, which is the craziest idea. I mean, what is this cycle of birth and death of universes, if that's real?
Right.
Right. So what is happening? What causes it to happen in the first place? What causes the universe to even exist? There's so many weird questions when it comes to that.
Yeah.
It's just a weird idea that there was nothing and then there was something. And Penrose doesn't even necessarily think that's true, I think, now. I think he thinks there's many versions of this.
Yeah.
And it's like this infinite loop of like constant big bangs and expansions.
Yeah.
Which is maybe even crazier.
Yeah, as above, so below, man. It's like, look at what we do.
Can you imagine the amount of time it takes to get the universe back down to the size of the head of a pin before you blow it up again. But the universe doesn't care if it's another 13.7 billion years to smush all back together again before it blows. It doesn't care. It doesn't have to care. It's going to be here forever. That doesn't mean anything to it. So another 13, like if we got hit by an asteroid and it wiped out the human race and rats had to start from scratch and become us again, which is the theory. The theory is that there was a tiny little mole, like a little marsupial type creature, and that became us. Yeah. So like the universe doesn't care. Like it's willing to scrap the whole project, the whole dinosaur project. That's a wrap. We don't agree with this. Boom. And it doesn't matter. And then a new thing comes along, and that new thing is us. And according to this Richard Dolan book, it's very likely that we were manipulated.
By aliens?
There's weird genes. There's weird genes in humans that seem to be fused. I'll butcher it, but the point is there's something weird about human genetics that indicate that there's a specific gene. What is it? I wish I could remember what it's called. But it aligns with creativity, and it seems to have emerged from roughly 40,000 years ago.
Whoa.
And if you go back 40,000 years, that's when this like giant explosion of cave art comes, and like you start seeing like you ever see the Werner Herzog documentary on the caves?
I love it.
Oh my God, man! Like, what were they doing? Like, this is crazy. There is beautiful cave art by these people. Well, there's this theory that this gene emerged somewhere around 40,000 years ago, and they thought that maybe the gene came from. So this gene, okay, I'm getting it now. The gene is only transferred through genetics. It's only transferred through